Good afternoon, YouTube. Xfile2708 back again with another pickups video. As promised, I've got an absolute bumper haul here. Been out and about again today, so there's another pile over the other side of the room for a video later on in the week or next week, whenever. But we've got a great mixture of things here today. We've got some CX pickups. We've got, I think, some HMV, not 100%. Got some DVDs that I've been sent through as a surprise parcel, a gift, and we've got some more tin signs. So we'll start off with the tin signs. So you'll notice in my background here all of my tin signs. So the room where we're at doing the videos, etc., is the main living room, and that's my my horror movie room, as you'll note, mentioned a few times in the past. So I've got all the tin signs on this side. I've got some tin signs that I've started putting up over the other side of the movie room as well. And I've brought some more tin signs. So I've got several more spaces to cover, and I've got some more areas that I can't quite fit bookshelves in, so again they're going to get covered in tin signs as well. So I've got a great selection. Went across to see my good friend Frank over in Hartlepool, same guy that I brought all of these from. Said I'll give him a shout out on the video because he does subscribe to the channel and he enjoys watching the video. So hello, Frank, and thank you for the support on the channel, and thank you for sorting me a really good deal on these tin signs. First one, guys, I'll get through these as quick as I can because, like I say, I've got a big stack of stuff to share with you. So the first tin sign, there we go. You saw it there, sneak into shot. There we go. My favourite John Carpenter movie. There we go. They Live, Rowdy Roddy Piper. And what an excellent tin sign that is. So that'll be pride of place here in the horror room. So that's the first one. Just stick these down there, guys, out the way. Next one, some Cronenberg goodness with Videodrome. Long overdue a rewatcher. This one, I've got the out of print Blu-ray Arrow box set of that one, so looking forward to watching that again coming up shortly. So had to get Videodrome, so apologies if it's not quite coming out. I've left all these in the protective sleeves for now until we put them up on the wall later. So next one of my all-time favourite films, some Stanley Kubrick goodness. There we go. And that's my favourite out of this bunch that I've picked up. So tempted to even maybe swap one of the ones behind me and put this one in its place. So absolutely superb artwork on that one. So there we go. There's Clockwork Orange. Next up, part of the Romero trilogy. We've got the tin sign for Night of the Living Dead. They're coming to get you, Barbara. There we go. That's that one there. And we can't quite have Night of the Living Dead without my favourite of the trilogy. Look at the colours on that one as well. Absolutely superb. Goes really well, actually, with the big Dawn of the Dead canvas that I've got by the side of the TV. So there we go. Dawn of the Dead. That's that one. And of course, I couldn't go night and dawn without getting day. Now, Frank had 3 or 4 different variants of the Day of the Dead tin signs. I went for something different. You know me, guys. I don't do things normally. So there we go. I don't do the plain, normal, boring poster art if I can help it. So I managed to get the Japanese movie poster tin plate for Day of the Dead. Again, a long overdue rewatch. I'm not even sure if I've got it back in the collection yet. I can't remember. I'll have to double check. But yeah, long overdue a rewatch. So Day of the Dead Japanese movie poster tin sign. And of course, we can't have They Live without probably my next favourite John Carpenter movie. This is Tim's favourite, as we all know. Link to Tim's channel in the description. And again, Frank had 3 or 4 different variants of this one, the standard movie poster and a couple of others. But this one really grabbed me. I love the design of this one. So there we go. That's the movie poster for John Carpenter's The Thing. And then next up, some Dario Argento goodness. Tin sign for the original Demons movie. So there we go. That's that one there. And then to finish, another Halloween one. I couldn't remember if I'd already got one for Halloween. Turns out, I think above the Nightmare on Elm Street one behind me is a... Oh no, in fact, it's over there actually. I have got a Halloween original tin sign, but I haven't got this particular variant. I've got Halloween 3 as well. So if I'd have realised I'd have got the original Halloween as a movie poster already, but not this design, then I'd have probably got one of the other ones that he'd got, like Halloween 5 or something like that. But still a really cool one. Still very happy with that one. So there we go. There's Halloween. So that's the tin signs from Frank. So again, many thanks to Frank for sorting me out a really good deal with those. Always stocking up on the movie tin signs. So I do try to get over on a semi-regular basis just to give him a chance to stock up on some different ones, and I always come back with a dozen or so at least, but thankfully I've got plenty of wall space where I've moved to, so look forward to catching up with you again, Frank, when we're next across for some tin signs. Right, next up, I had a parcel come through from my good friend Rob. Again, Rob's another subscriber to the channel, really good friend, lives locally, comes over for a catch-up every now and again where work and family life allows. Always good to have a catch-up with him. He'd got some of the AGFA movie titles that you can see in the background behind me there. I am going for a full set of those. I think I have got 11, I think it is, on the shelf behind me. Rob had got 4 of them and he did me a brilliant price. These 4 are normally £15 each. You can get them sometimes for about a tenner if they drop into the sales, but Rob had them all complete with slips. So that's another bugbear of mine where I've gone into local CXs trying to pick them up, and they've not had the slip covers. So I think I've maybe got 2 behind me there that haven't got slips, but all of the rest of them have. These 4 from Rob, all complete with slips, and he did all 4 for £25 for me, including posting them because he hadn't had a chance to pop across. So that was including postage. And he's also sent me a belated birthday present. Now, I've had this sat on the side, over the other side of the room, probably for the last week or so. I did another video last week with a load of stuff to show, was just conscious of how long that video would run for, so I thought I'd put these into today's video. So I'll show you the 4 AGFA titles first that Rob very kindly sent through, and then I'll read you the little notes from Rob and we'll open the present on camera. So, first one of these guys. Again, all complete with slips. So this is God Monster of Indian Flats. These are so bizarre and out there, but they really do intrigue me. I've watched Effect so far. If you haven't seen the watch along with me that I did for that one, have a look back half a dozen or so videos and you'll see that one here on the channel. But yeah, that one, there we go, God Monster of Indian Flats, and as you can see, Rob's reversed the sleeve on that one already. So there we go. So this will be number 12 out of, there's 18 in the full set, so that's number 12. Again, we'll have a little bit of stackage as we go through. Next up, we've got Lady Street Fighter. So I think, is that one still? Yeah, I think Rob with some of these, keeps the cellophane on like some of the YouTubers do, just to protect them. I'm not bothered about the cellophane being left on as long as they're complete with the slips. So, Lady Street Fighter, they're not numbered. They're just literally 101 with whatever colour at the top on the spine. It says she makes the bad guys bleed. Written and produced by exploitation demigod Renee Harmon, who did Frozen Scream, and directed by the legendary James Bryan, who did Don't Go in the Woods. This is the story of Linda, a tough-as-nails karate cop, on the trail of the ruthless scumbags who murdered her twin sister. From the outrageous fight scenes to Harmon's incredible outfits, Lady Street Fighter is a joyous blast of no-holds-barred chaos from one of the most important lady filmmakers in genre history. Don't miss this special appearance by Trace Carradine, the most elusive Carradine brother of them all. Okay, there we go. 2K scan from the only surviving 35mm theatrical print. I don't know if you'll be able to pick up the images on the back there. I think they're all YouTube friendly. So, yeah, looking forward to checking that one out. 18 rated and sexualised violence, apparently. So, there we go. There's Lady Street Fighter. So, that'll be number 13. Number 14 in the set, we have Wakaliwood Super Action Volume 1. So, there we go. That's that one. Expect the unexpectable. Best in that world. I'm trying to be cool there, aren't they? A Gonzo Wakaliwood double feature never before on home video. Welcome to Wakaliwood, Uganda, home of the best movies. And as you can see, they've still got the HMV sticker, $14.99. But this contains Who Killed Captain Alex and Bad Black. So I don't know if these are black exploitation films, but again, I'll show you the images on the back. Apologies if they're not focused. But yeah, there we go. That's that one. So that's number 14. And then finally, number 15, we have The Sword and the Claw. So I saw this one in my local, one of my local CXs, probably a few days before I spoke to Rob and said that I was looking at getting the full set of these. So I didn't pick it up at the time, but the price that Rob did me for all four was better than CX's prices as well. So there we go. The Sword and the Claw, and again, that's complete. Now there we go, you can see there. So I will reverse the cover. I'm pretty sure all of these have reversible artwork on them. 4K transfer of the Turkish Psychotronic masterpiece. So there we go, there's that one. So that's number 15. Like I say, 18 in the set, so I'm going to have to suss out what the remaining 3 titles are. Hopefully none of those are out of print and I can just pick them up locally from CX, fingers crossed with slips, or I can order them online or grab them from a local HMV. So thank you to Rob for the fantastic deal on those. I think Rob comments, etc., on videos, but he doesn't do his own YouTube channel with videos, etc. Although, you know, he is a collector himself, and it would be nice, Rob, to see you do some videos if you ever fancy the opportunity. So I'll keep chipping away at you and see what we can do. But yeah, Rob very kindly sent me through a birthday present. Was my birthday end of last month. But he says, sorry, it's been a while, wanted to give you your birthday gift by hand, but couldn't manage to get down on time and can't see it happening soon. Decided to post your Prezi before it came embarrassing. I watched your last episode and was disappointed that you had recently brought this, but not this version. Hope you like it, Rob. So there we go. There's the note from Rob. So I will keep the note and put it in with whatever Rob's put in here for me, but long overdue. It's been sat there for a week. I've been having a little little tap to see if I could suss out what it was. Lewis was racking his brains as to what I'd brought in, what was maybe the last episode that Rob was referring to that might have a different release to this one, but we haven't managed to suss it out. So let's crack it open and see what Rob's very kindly sent through. Oh, wow, absolutely brilliant. Rob's correct. I did buy this recently, but I think mine was just the regular Arrow release. Those of you guys that know my collection, you'll know I love my big box Arrow releases. Obviously, my big box second sight stuff, even the 101 limited edition releases. If there's ever limited edition releases as big boxes with posters, art cards and things like that, 9 times out of 10, if it's a good price, I'm going to get it. I've got the likes of Pieces, as I mentioned before, Videodrome, all as limited edition Arrow box sets. Wow, Rob has really outdone himself on this one. This looks brand new as well. I don't know if Rob's brought it new or if he's brought it and had it in his collection, and very kindly sent it my way. So it is Lucio Fulci's City of the Living Dead, complete with the J card. So I will take this off because it normally comes off without any bother with that little sticker. So, oh, this looks absolutely brilliant. So cardboard J card. I prefer the cardboard ones over the paper ones that we seem to get with some of them. So I'll fold that over for the minute, put that on there, and then we'll show you the box set. Wow, I'm buzzing with this. Thank you so much, Rob. There we go. City of the Living Dead. Lewis is going to be pretty jealous of this one, I know. So City of the Living Dead. There we go. You can see the bits in there. So I'm guessing we've got an art book and a poster as well as the Arrow Amaray. So let's have a look. And this is all brand new. This is really, really impressive. Right, let's have a look at the poster. Hoping, there we go. So it's going to be the Gates of Hell on the reverse, I think it was called when it came out in Italy. So there we go. There's the recommissioned artwork. Try and do that without falling off my chair. And there we go. There's the alternative or the original movie title, The Gates of Hell. There you go. How cool is that? And again, poster's immaculate, as is the book. So we've got a nice booklet. So honestly, Rob, don't be disappointed that I've already got this, because like I say, I'm all over these limited edition box sets when I can get them. If I'd have seen this in a local CX, I'd have replaced my regular Arrow Blu-ray in a heartbeat. So absolutely brilliant. So see what we've got inside. There we go. All the usual good stuff from Arrow. Lots of images from the movie and text. Let's have a look. All about the film and the making of it and all of that sort of thing. So there we go. There's the booklet. And then we've got the Amaray. Oh, wow. Okay. And in here as well, this is a lovely set, this is. So you've got the leaflet and the Blu-ray there. And then we also have postcards, as Tim would say. And they've all got images on the other side as well. So they look as though they're actually double-sided postcards, which Arrow don't normally do. But yeah, if I turn that around, they've got different images there as well. There we go. So we'll put those safely in there. And then we'll put that back in its... Hang on, I didn't do it. I don't want to disappoint people. Hard rigid box. There we go. Even Tim referred to a hard rigid box in his last video. So there we go. So that's that one. Let's put these neatly back in the box. I've dropped the J card on the floor, but I'll pick that up afterwards. And there we go. Lucio Fulci's City of the Living Dead limited edition, which I say is very much going into my limited edition Arrow box set section here in the movie room. So brilliant. Thank you so much for that, Rob. Say thank you for the brilliant deal that you did me on those AGFA titles and the birthday present. I wish I'd opened that a week ago. I'd have had that watch by now. So but yeah, chuffed to bits with that, Rob. Thank you so much. Give me a shout. Be nice to catch up with you over the coming weeks, as and when work shifts and family life allows for you. So brilliant. Cheers, Rob. Next we have, these were a surprise. These were a parcel that came through at the weekend. I wasn't expecting any parcels, so I had a ring on the doorbell from Royal Mail, passed a parcel across, and I was like, that looks like my dad's writing. What's my dad doing sending me a parcel? And he very kindly, I opened it up, he sent me through some DVDs. Now, they're not all horror. I think there might be a couple of thrillers in there and some other ones, but I've mentioned on the channel before that when I speak to my dad, we always end up talking about movies, what we've watched recently, and I always come away from the conversation with a couple of recommendations to check out. I've had a couple of like Paul Walker ones and that my dad's recommended. He's into his action films primarily, westerns, war films, all that sort of thing. He's got thousands of DVDs, big movie watcher, like I say, and he's thinning out his collection, so he's not getting rid of everything, but he's just literally thinning it out, probably looking at stuff that, you know, he'll rewatch again, stuff that he won't. I know he donated a lot to local charity shops and things like that, but he sent me a parcel with 6 DVDs in and said, thought you might like these. So it was a really nice surprise. I actually don't know any of these films, so if any of you guys can give me a heads up in the comments, then please let me know. This one looks as though it might be a decent action film with a bit of violence, maybe, I don't know, but it's one called Girls Against Boys. Intense, demented, bad girls don't cry, they get even. So maybe some sort of action revenge film. Not one that I've heard of before, like I say, but it does say on the back, nothing short of captivating, and it looks like a revenge movie of sorts. So if anyone has seen that one and can let me know, so that'll probably stay in my horror collection here in the living room. So horrors and like brutal thrillers or whatever, I tend to keep in the horror room. Everything else goes through to the spare room on the units in there. So there we go. That's the first one, guys. Girls Against Boys. And then the next one he sent me through was an Ethan Hawke movie, from the director of Lord of War and the producers of The Hurt Locker. So I'm a big fan of The Hurt Locker. And it's a movie by Andrew Niccol called Good Kill with, brace yourselves ladies, there we go, some slippage, bit of slippy. So there we go, not a film again that I've seen before, but it says it tells the story of a Las Vegas fighter pilot turned drone pilot who fights the Taliban via remote control for half of his day, then goes home to his wife and kids in the suburbs for the other half. But Thomas is starting to question the mission. Is he creating more terrorists than he is killing? Is he fighting a war without end? This is one soldier's tale with epic implications. So if anyone's seen that one with Ethan Hawke in, let me know. Good kill. And the next one, bit of Danny Trejo. Goodness, I do like Danny Trejo. Love, obviously, the likes of Machete. Was it Dusk Till Dawn he was in as well? I can't remember if he was in Dusk Till Dawn. But yeah, big fan of Danny Trejo. And it's a movie called In the Blood. And it's an 18. Says she will stop at nothing. So again, I don't know, maybe it's a female revenge film. Brutal and violent, Carano kicks ass. So there we go. If anyone's seen that one, let me know. So that's that one there, In the Blood. Next one, again, another Ethan Hawke one with John Travolta. I'm guessing this is a Western, and it is In a Valley of Violence. So again, not one I've heard of before, not one I've seen. So I'm looking forward to checking all of these out. So if anyone has seen that one, again, let me know. But yeah, from the back, looks as though it's a Western. But again, if it's got John Travolta and Ethan Hawke in, I'm guessing it should be half decent. So that's that one. And then two more. One that's a sci-fi thriller. It says on the front, Amanda Seyfried and Justin Timberlake. And it's a movie called In Time. So no idea on that one. Sci-fi thriller in a world where time has replaced money as the only currency. You can either live forever or die trying. Justin Timberlake and Amanda Seyfried star in this action-packed race against the clock, where one man finds himself falsely accused of murder and tries to bring down a corrupt system, fighting to stay alive when every second counts. So, sounds decent. We can certainly give it a one-time watch at least. So, if anyone has seen that one, let me know. And then finally, again, this looks as though it might be a horror of sorts. Again, not one I've heard of. Starring Sophie Turner and Dylan McDermott. And it's a movie called Josie. So that's that one there. The residents of a small southern town are forever changed when the tattooed, sweet-talking stranger Josie struts into town, striking up relationships with a local young punk Marcus. How rude. Young punk. Young, maybe. Not a punk. And her loner neighbour, Hank. She quickly becomes a hot topic of local gossip. But her true intentions for arriving in town are far more sinister when her dark past comes to light. So, yeah, that looks like it might be a decent one. And I'll say I'll double check if it's a horror or a thriller. It will stay here in the movie room. So that's that one. Josie. Right, and then the last ones, guys, we're on to, I think these are all CX, actually. Yeah, CX pickups from last week. First of all, an Arrow one that I hadn't got back in the collection. And it's a slasher from the 80s, early 80s, 1981. And it's a movie called Madman. So, say £6. So it is one that I used to have in the collection all those years ago. It was one that I enjoyed, but I hadn't got back into the collection again. And whenever I see Arrow titles drop to around £6, £5, £4, something like that, 9 times out of 10 I'll jump on them. Even if they're ones that I haven't seen before, I'll give them a punt at that price. But like I say, this is one I've seen before. Decent slasher from the early 80s. So £6 for Madman. Next up was, I think this one might be, not 100% sure, might be out of print, and it's a 88 Films title with a slip, and it is, there we go, Rat's Night of Terror from 1984. So there we go, bit of slippy. Oh, there we go. That's that one. So I wasn't going to get this one. I looked it up on the app before I got to store, and I was like, I'm not going to pay £10 for an 88 Films one that's possibly out of print. That's probably more than I'd normally pay. But when I got into store, it got the slip, so obviously it's worth paying that extra for just to get it with the slip. Like I say, I think it's out of print. So to get an out-of-print title and with a pristine slip. I wasn't going to turn that one down. So there we go. Rats Night of Terror, 1984. It is one that I've seen before. It is one that I used to have in the collection. So pleased to add it back into the collection and stick it on the pile for watching coming up shortly. So there we go. Rats Night of Terror. Another one of these films from Jean Rollins or Jean Rollins. I've picked up 2 or 3 recently. They're over on the regular Blu-ray unit over the other side of the living room. They don't fall into the categories 88 films or 101, but it is a kind of subset that I am picking up. I don't know how many they've actually released, but again, this was one that I hadn't got in the releases of Jean or Jean Rollins. So The Living Dead Girl was down to 6. I think it fluctuates between 6 and 8. So saw it in a local CX, £6. I thought, yep, time to pull the trigger and add that one into the small subset that I'm doing. And again, these have got landscape covers, sleeves on the back with all the information about the film. So pleased to add that one into the collection. I don't recall if I had it previously or not, so I will have to double check my letterbox, but if I have seen it before, it would have been many years ago. So with my terrible memory, it'll be almost, a first time watch if I have seen it all those years ago. So there we go. There's Living Dead Girl. Oh, look at that. Nice little stackage coming along. We've got 4 more to finish, guys. So 1 Blu-ray, 4K and 2 DVDs. So we'll do the 2 DVDs first. So the first one, didn't know anything about this one. Saw it when I was looking in the local CX under the horrors imprint, I think it is, on the app, and it reviewed really well. And it's a movie called The Resort. Resort with a Z. Obviously, I'm guessing it's a zombie-related movie. It says on the top, The Walking Dead meets Westworld, starring Doug Ray Scott, Jessica DeHow, and Martin McCann. Done by the same director as Outpost. So I have got the Outpost, I think 1 and 3 maybe, over on the DVD unit over there. German, obviously, Nazi zombies. Gotta love Nazi zombies. And it says on the back here, it's Jurassic Park with zombies, loads of zombies and some sweet kills. Even Apocalypse should have its after party. And it's actually, there you go, it's a 101, but I don't put the 101 DVDs into a specific subsection in the collection, so that'll just go on the DVD unit over there once I've watched it. But yeah, if anyone has seen The Resort, where is it? 87 minutes. I'm trying to see if I can see a year for it. 2016 it got released on DVD, but yeah, it reviewed really well when I checked it on IMDb. So for £1.50, I thought, yep, let's give it a chance. So that's that one. This one I was absolutely buzzing me tits off with. Excuse my French. But I saw this listed on the app and I thought, I really hope they've got this when I get into store. Definitely looks up my street. And it is The Ultimate Zombie Feast DVD. Now, this is over 500 minutes of short zombie films across all different directors and budgets, studios, amateurs, and all that sort of thing. It's a 2-disc release. I'll read you the very short bit on the back. The ultimate collection for any zombie movie fan, a mammoth feast of more than 5 hours of outstanding new zombie films from around the world, a must for any fan of the undead to devour. From the exclusive Mormons zombie film The Book of Zombie, to festival favourite Dead Hungry, to the action-packed Arise, to the gory chic of Paris by Night of the Living Dead, to the clever animation of It Came from the West, to the first Indian zombie film, Savages, this unique box set packs in an astounding 16 zombie films that will satisfy the hunger of even the most hardened of the Walking Dead. Feast on an unmissable collection of undead thrills, chills, and gut spills. Running time 508 minutes. Contains strong violence and gore. But yeah, those are the films there. Feel free to pause and have a look at the 16 films. But yeah, reading reviews on this one, people are saying there's some absolute brilliant ones. There's, a couple of stinkers in there, but you know me, I do love some really low budget trashy stuff, as well as a lot of the high budget stuff. So I'm hoping that even the ones that are really terrible, I'll get something out of and have a giggle. But yeah, never seen this one mentioned on anyone's channel previously, not since I've been watching movie related channels anyway. So if anyone has seen this one, let me know. If not, I'll report back on it once I've given it a watch. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you've seen it. If you haven't and you're interested, guys, 2-disc edition, £4 in CX. So really looking forward to that. 508 minutes of amateur zombie action, etc. So there we go. Ultimate Zombie Feast. Right. One that I saw probably about a year ago. I watched it on the Fire Stick, but wanted to get it back in, not back into the collection. Wanted to get it on physical into the collection. I've got a feeling, I think I might have done it as a 5-minute movie review. I'm not 100% sure. If not, it was on the recent watches that I haven't done for a while. But it's a Burt Reynolds film from 1969, and it's called Shark. Now, I really enjoyed this. I think the likes of Nige, Rock God, watched it. And me and Nige differ opinions on films anyway. So, I've lent him the likes of Ebola Syndrome that I absolutely love in the past, and he absolutely hated it. So, we all have different opinions. That's what makes it fun here on the tubes. But I absolutely love this one. Not as much shark action as I'd have liked, but it's Burt Reynolds, and for me, this was a really fun, what I call a Sunday afternoon film. It's only a PG, but it stars Burt Reynolds as the cheeky chappy that he was in a lot of the films. The characters that he played, and I just really enjoyed it. It's not a serious film; it's just a really fun Sunday afternoon film. So I'd had it on my CX watch list for a while. It hovers £6, £8, £10, but saw it in the local one down at £6 on Blu-ray. It's the Signal 1 release, so I thought, time to add that one into the collection. I probably won't watch it again, maybe for another year or so, but it was nice to grab it into the collection while it was down at that price in the local CX. So there we go. That's that one. Shark with Burt Reynolds. What side of the fence do you sit at? Do you sit on my side of the fence where I really enjoyed it? Or do you sit on Nigel's side of the fence who really didn't see the point in it and didn't like it? So let me know in the comments. Right, we'll put that one there. And then finally, a 4K to finish with a slip. I'm spoiling you today, guys. There we go. We have Burial Ground. So I wasn't too sure if I got this. This is the 88 Films release. There's my receipt. So my 88 Films release. I've got a feeling I had this in my collection all those years ago on was it the Italian collection? Might have been the Italian collection. If not, it was the regular 88 Films Blu-ray. So I'm pretty sure I've had it previously. It was one I enjoyed. But yeah, saw it in a local CX with a pristine slip, 4K. There we go. £15. So it wasn't one I was going to turn down. And this one contains the 4K and the Blu-ray. And it also contains there we go, really cool. I mean, it's not the biggest of, not the chunkiest of booklets, but it's not down as a limited edition release or anything. There you go. So again, as always, text and information about the film. There we go. All sorts in there. I love that image there. That's pretty cool. And also came with a poster. So it didn't say it was a limited edition, but I'm guessing the regular 4K, which this is, came with that. And again, double-sided. So we have, there we go, recommissioned artwork. And then the same image from the booklet, which I think is absolutely brilliant. So I might actually get that framed up here in the horror movie room. So that was a bonus. I wasn't expecting that when I brought it. Like I say, it didn't say it was limited or anything like that. I thought I was just getting it with the regular 4K with the Blu-ray. But to get the 4K, the Blu-ray, the poster, the book, and a decent cardboard slip for £15, I was a happy chappy. So there we go. Any fans of Burial Ground, let me know. I did have to check my nasties list because I thought this might be a section 1 or 2 nasty, but it isn't. So there we go. But there we go. Burial Ground from 1981, 4K. So there we go, guys. Many thanks to Frank. Many thanks to Rob, and many thanks to my dad, Batty, for sending all those goodies through to me. Decent little stack there, guys. Super happy with the birthday present from Rob. So thank you once again for that, matey. That's going over the other side of the room amongst my Arrow limited edition box sets. So really pleased with that one. No doubt Lewis will try to pinch my regular Blu-ray of City of the Living Dead, so that will be heading in his direction. So any fans of any of these guys, let me know in the comments. Always nice to have that interaction with you guys. Just over 40 minutes, so I do apologise if it's gone on a bit long, but as I've said recently, I'm trying to spread the videos out a little bit rather than, blowing myself out, so to speak, with 3 or 4 videos a week, which, just takes time and all that sort of thing. Just trying to do them as a video maybe once a week or just as and when. Like I say, it saves blowout and losing interest in doing the videos. So as always, guys, please remember to like, comment and subscribe. As I say, I've got another pile from today, probably 8 or so from the local CEX, along with a pop vinyl that's just come out that I had to get for the collection, but I'll show that probably tail end of the week or early next week, so watch this space. There we go, guys. As always, thanks very much for watching, and I'll be back again soon with another video. Bye for now.